Hi there, Lee Farnell here, and thanks for listening to Leading Your Best Life. Today I'm going to do an impromptu report back on a sales situation I experienced this morning. It's so important to get the teaching points that are in this podcast when you are either coaching other people or selling yourself or you're managing a company. This is super important as to how to convert more sales. Stay tuned. There's a happy ending to the story as well. Here we go. Welcome back. Now, this is such an important topic. I thought I had to share it with you because I had been to a number of meetings with this particular prospect, and we got a long way down the track to actually doing a deal, right through to this morning where he said, let's meet at a coffee shop over near his house. Now, I've always said to people, coffee shops are so dangerous for closing meetings. In fact, you shouldn't do it. Why I allowed it to happen, I thought, look, I think we'll be okay. I know this particular guy's going to work way better in a face-to-face meeting rather than closing over a Zoom call or a Teams call. So I get to the coffee shop. By the way, it's a 40-degree day outside in Perth today, which is just unbelievable. I get there. The coffee shop is absolutely chocker. And so there's a table outside in the shade. I say to the client on the way, I'm outside. He goes, it's going to be too hot out there? I said, look, I think it'll be okay. Not only that, I said, look, the coffee shop's so busy. So we get the table. He arrives. We sit outside. We get the coffees and the smoothies and so on and so on. And step one, which I'd given the tip to a fellow the other day at the business networking meeting, you don't just go straight into the solution. You have to understand that you need to take people back through the buying journey, which starts with what's the problem, where are you at, what are the pain points, and what do you want as a goal, as a difference, as an outcome. You need to go back through the POMVIC process again to re-establish the gap before you talk about selling to the gap between where they are now and where they want to be, because if you don't establish the gap, you've got nothing to sell to. And so we did that, and then in amongst that conversation of him outlining there's 5 or 6 points, I've got the notes in front of me because I've written them down. This is another thing, the importance of taking notes. I'm working through that. He says, look, one of the other key managers is going to come along today as well. What? That was never part of the discussion. You were going to have a meeting after this, so I thought, look, it might overlap. So I thought he might as well come as well. This had come out of the side. So we going all the way through the process, right through to talking about the numbers in terms of fee and percentages and all the things that we were going to do. The new guy rolls up, and then my client goes, look, can you take him back through what we've just said, because I want him to know what we're doing. What the hell? So here we go. One, key rules. One, all decision makers need to be at the meeting. That was already agreed. That the others weren't going to be there at the last meeting. Which again, from a tip point of view, we often say, hey, can maybe make a call. Mind you, I had spoken to him in the last day or so. There was no mention of the new person, another person rolling up. So we go through the process again with this second person, and then they're going, it's pretty hot. Can we go inside? So then we go, where's the spot inside? It's still noisy inside. So talk about swimming against the grain and teaching points, and if I'm supposedly an expert, how even the experts make mistakes, or could it have been done perfectly, but at the same time staying calm. In fact, the client even laughed. Look, this is not what it's supposed to happen, is it? And of course, that's as-ising, having a laugh about how bad the situation is from a sales conversion point of view, which of course, that's a great thing about as-ising, calling it as it is. This is crazy, but let's do it anyway. You're in the same boat. So we're working all the way through, we agree on the numbers, and then a third manager rolls up. So there's a whole other distraction to the process, but off the back of that, we'd already agreed, and as per the things we teach, there was something there for him to sign, a heads of agreement. We put the numbers in on the agreement, sign it there and then. This is an important principle of closing and halving, or even more than halving, your closing cycle. Always have something to sign in that presentation closing meeting versus, okay, well, I'll send you an agreement, you can sign it and send it back to me. No, because you've never got them hotter than in that moment, in that closing meeting, in that green zone meeting. And so, yes, it was signed, the agreement was signed, and in fact, it's a long-term agreement, it's a win-win situation. It's part of our reduced risk, performance-based pay arrangement, and so he has a reduced fee up front, but we share in the upside over and above what they're doing now. So it's a performance-based risk-reward relationship. So as he makes more, so do we as a coach. Now, if you're interested in that, go to the website and see how we talk about what we call a cost neutral, a risk reward, performance-based pay arrangement, so that if we help you make more money, you make, let's say you make $9 that I'm talking here in terms of revenue and then margin and so on over the journey, we have a win-win situation, so that you can pay the full fee up front if you want to, or you can pay the full fee, and we have a whole range of different ways of how both we get remunerated and you reduce your risk if that's what you want. But here we have a great learning situation of where should you do your presentation closing meetings. Should I have done it over Zoom? I could have, but certainly, look, it all worked out today. But only because I worked the colour zone system. I went back into orange zone, rapport, blue zone, re-establishing needs, getting the person, the other people, articulating the needs, which in NLP terms we call buying criteria. We want to hear their buying criteria. The other thing that's super important amongst that is regular calibration. What do you think of that? Will that work for you? So you're getting them involved in the yeses, you're getting them involved in what we call check questions, and if I'm to say anything else, then also constantly talking about the value and what it means for the decision maker in terms of making more money, creating more freedom, taking stress out of their life, taking the load out of it, helping with accountability, helping with making sure we get implementation, not just actions and intentions, knowing that the founder will get busy, get distracted, get a whole range of problems and projects to work on, and all of a sudden, the old story, we end up working in the business rather than on the business. Our head, like chickens, are so busy with our head down working, we forget and get too busy to actually work on the business to grow it so that we can double, triple, expand and scale beyond where we are now. So what's the lesson in this for you? What's the lesson in this for you in terms of sales? Use this podcast to discuss venue, closing, signing, the systems in terms of re-establishing buying criteria, not you doing all the talking, setting it up so it's at minimum 50-50 or even 60-40, and I mean 60% them talking, 40% you talking, even in the red zone, so you're getting engagement and involvement. The principle is involvement equals ownership equals commitment. You want people committed, you've got to get them involved. Got to get them involved, you must then get ownership. I equals O equals C. Involvement equals ownership equals commitment. I mentioned in my previous podcast, one of the things that turns me on most about this work is, what do I hate? Well, what I hate is, Robert Kiyosaki said, your passion and mission is doing what you love to alleviate what you hate. What I love is helping people. What I love is working with groups. What I love is being creative in solving problems. What I hate is people struggling and suffering because of lack of sales skills or sales systems, or even team systems in terms of the team optimizing collective brain power. And so the more I have conversations like I have today with these prospects, and we're going to do marvelous things with these prospects as well. Not only that, we're going to help them generate a whole lot more leads, qualified leads, which will be a win-win situation also. Look, if this is something you're interested in doing, empowering yourself, empowering your sales team to optimize sales, stop leaving money on the table, stop struggling, stop feeling like you're swimming against the current, DM me or get engaged in our free program, our free memberships, or book a time to have a free strategy call. I've got to get off this now because there's a strategy call coming up. I can only work with a small number of businesses. By the way, if you want to be certified as a sales and business growth coach, either a sales and business growth coach within a company, so that you or two or three of you become certified sales and business coaches. So we have a turbocharger unit, a sales and business growth coaching unit within the company, or you want to build a sales and business growth business as a coach running your own business in that area, we can help you with both. We've got a certification program to help you with that, to fast track you, save you time, save you years of mistakes. But anyway, don't just listen to me, have a listen to some of the testimonials from our satisfied clients, and I'll see you next time. Control the process, use the colour zone system. See you next time. I'm Lee Farnell. Thanks for listening.
Hello, my name's David Horlock. I'm the Managing Director of Inside Asia Pacific, out to 12 countries. Just had Professor Morehouse here for a day, followed by Lee Farnell, and all I can say, it was absolutely fantastic. We've had great feedback from the team. It's almost like self-discovery and a real wake-up call in terms of, getting back to sales basics, getting outside the comfort zone, into the discomfort zone, about performance management. It's about, recruiting. It's about, back to sort of sales basics. And I think it was a tremendous day. Lee's got a lot of energy, and he puts his heart and soul in the subject matter that he likes. He understands his business. He's been in for 30 years, and that certainly comes out. And I was just sitting at the back of the room there, and I saw everybody just captivated in terms of what he was saying, taking a lot of pictures, taking a lot of notes, and a lot of it's good basic stuff in terms of how to manage. And I think sometimes we stop focusing on those areas, and those muscles die and they sort of fade away. And I think what Lee did is he came back and gave us an electric shock and, woke everybody up and, got us back to basics. And I'm really looking forward to, continuing to work with Lee, because I think it's going to make a big difference to our business. And, we're going to be very, very successful as a result of this. So thank you very much, Lee. And, a lot of good feedback, mate. It's great. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Vicar Shirley from Woodhouse Timber Company. I'm the National Sales Manager for Independents, and I've been attending a sales seminar with Lee Farnell today. I think the major benefit out of today was the focus on sales planning and preparation and development. And the team put together a sequence of sales plans. The overall strategy since these sessions have begun is in regards to putting effective sales planning processes in place, and it's been quite an effective tool for our business, even for our mature salespeople. We've had enormous benefit in reminding them how to do the simple things in regards to selling. I think even the experienced guys, I think for them it's been important for them to be able to relearn the lessons they've learned earlier in their careers and then they've been reinforced those simple processes in being an exceptional salespeople. For the younger and more inexperienced people, it's been an enormous benefit for being able to understand the technical side of selling. I think it's been a benefit to all the sales team. I think that getting in front of a group of people really has opened up a few of the personalities, and I can see that in their general demeanour, going forward since we've started the program. Can only highly recommend it. It works across from what I call clean skin salespeople right up to mature guys that have been doing it for over 40 years. Thanks, Lee.
Hey, thanks for watching, and thanks for coming to this page. This is about you getting involved with our free Colour Zone Sales System, Sales and Business Growth Community. It's 13 modules so far, but I'm going to keep adding to it. Let me show you what some of those modules are about. 1, sales systems and how you can convert better. 2, we do deep dive interviews talking about the science, the psychology, the insight. It's just brilliant. People really extract some great ideas out of that. You get the ebooks that go with that. You get the sales survey that you can do to identify the key areas that you can lift your game in. There's programs on objection handling. There's a whole insight into how we broke sales records across 18 countries across Asia, and how you can do exactly the same in your business. There's sales coaching tips. There's the science of service and how that links in with your sales. There's how to convert better and bigger deals with bigger margins to transform your business, and a whole lot more. It's all free, so take advantage of this fantastic free sales and business growth community. Come and join us. I'll see you on the other side.